Hey guys, what's up? It's me from home. This is the warm up for Crux Fitness Dynamic Circuit classes, optional, of course, for January of 2022. I wanted to get this done earlier today or yesterday, and I just didn't get to it. So here I am at home doing it. A lot of things can happen. It might involve cats, it might involve children, it might involve the guys that are reconstructing our bathroom at present. So could get really exciting, or it could just be pretty average. So starting seated, both in the South Studio and in Central, these are already on the board, so you can read through them as well. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Starting seated, something called prisoner arms. The focus is in opening the chest, keeping the neck neutral, and you're gonna side bend. You're gonna do 8 of them alternating. Good. Right side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Really make it muscular. Try and get as much distance as you can without this happening. So you're not cheating the side bend. Second one, twisting with prisoner arms. That looks like this. Same thing. I'm not moving down here. 1, make it muscular. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I'm going to have them lie down. You're going to do something that I call supine rotational sit ups. They're pretty cool. They might be hard to cue initially, but they're pretty neat. You're going to lie down wide legged, kind of in an X. Every time you come up, lean to one side, touch opposite toe, lean to one side, lie on your back. So you're making a big circle. That's 2, 3 of 8. 4, just a big sweeping motion. Oh, already got one cat. Excellent. And then just tuck rolls. 8 of them, hugging the knees, rolling up, tucking the chin. And then on the 8th one, rolling up to seated. Good. Once you are seated, not seated, on all fours. Let's try that. Once you're on all fours, we're going to do those arm circles that we worked in the last warm up, but from a different position, this all fours position. Forwards, upwards. You're going to do 2 on each side, into the ceiling, down to the side, maintain internal rotation of the shoulder. You can see my hand, and then up with internal rotation until you max out, and then you're going to go up and forward. That was 1. And then you're going to do the second one. Good. Also emphasize that you're not moving by opening the chest, only the shoulders moving. Then you will do left side. Cool? 2 of them. Then you're going to do 2 swimmer arms on either side. That looks like this. Elbow peels up. Don't compromise in the body. Reach forward, similar to that arm circle. And then you're going to take the thumb. You're going to drive it up the back, but don't rest it on the back so it doesn't look like this. Elbow pulls away, arm peels off, and try and touch the back of your head until it kind of sucks. Up and forward, hand over shoulder blade. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Then we're going to go to the hips. We've done spine, we've done shoulders, we're going to hips. Big hip circles, we've done them standing, now we're doing them on all fours. Without any of this movement, forward, upward, like you're going to break it off. Go up hard, hard, hard. Slide it backwards, rotate it, and then push the flat foot hard up into the ceiling without using the back. Just push up, push up, push up, push up until it's a glute exercise, and then reach out, forward, downward. 2 on the right side, 2 on the left side. Then still on all fours, you're going to work on abductor outside of hip stuff. You can extend the right leg. If you have somebody that's pretty mobile, you can have them shift the right leg forward, and it's going to really suck. I'm going to ask you guys to raise your leg. What will happen is you will compensate by doing something like this. Both arms are going to stay straight. 10 circles in one direction, 10 in the other, about the size of something like a tennis ball. Cool? Let's go. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. So you're going to do 10 in one direction, 10 on the other, and then switch sides and do 10 on either side of the left leg. Emphasize that they are slow circles. You're trying to break your record on the upward part of each of those circles. So you're really working on that part of the range of motion. And also emphasize going slow and controlled. They're going to want to go fast because they suck, where people are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But emphasize going slow and controlled and not compromising in the body, because they're pretty bad, but they're awesome. They're bad for a reason. Cool. The next section you're going to repeat twice. So it's the more core cardio dynamic stretching part of it. You're going to start out in a quadruped position again, which is awesome. This thing's really cool. So this is called an elevated quadruped, where I'm here, I'm going to raise the knees an inch, and I'm going to step back into a plank and right back into this posture 10 times. 1, other leg, 2, other leg, 3. Emphasize here that it's not twerking. I'm not bouncing the hip up and down. The difficulty is in keeping the hips really stable, and you know, you got a mug of tea or something on your hips and you don't want it spilling. All it is hip flexors contracting, contracting, extending, extending, and it's an emphasis on the front side of the hips. I'm using the word emphasis a lot, but there's a lot of specificity that I kind of wanted out of this particular warm-up. Then you will do 10 plank to forearm plank. 1, other arm 2, other arm 3. Good. 10 of those. They should go right into each other. Then 10 scorpion twists. We've all done these in some form or another. Lie flat, arms out. The other thing that I want to really push is that it doesn't look like this, where I'm bringing this up. I want to try and keep it in the lower body. So it's going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3. So you're going to do 10 of those twists on your stomach, and then you're going to come to seated. You will do 10 of a Russian twist to an extension. The extension is basically a hollow body with the arms reaching. So it'll look like this: legs up, left, right, right, left, left, right. 3, 4, up to 10. Cool. Those are pretty awesome. They get a little bit spicy. Then you're going to do something called power lunges. You'll do 10 on a side. These are pretty awesome to throw in your classes in general. Reverse lunge. What I'm going to do is hop up into the air, do a knee drive, and then land in that reverse lunge. I really like to impress on people that they should use the arms a lot. So another thing in this warm-up is a lot of cross-body and right side, left side kinesthetic awareness. Limbs doing different things. Good. 1, jump up. 2, look at the arms. 3, 4, opposite elbow goes up, opposite knee. Cool. 10 on a side. Those things you can really get people working on some vertical stuff, which is pretty fun. They're pretty dynamic. They're pretty cardio. They're good coordination. They're good with very lightweight too, like 2 to 5 pounds in each hand. They're pretty cool. And then you would repeat that twice. So we got quadruped to plank, plank to forearm plank, scorpion twists on the stomach, Russian twist to extension, those 10 power lunges, which you repeated. And then you're going to finish with 5 on each side, body weight Turkish get-ups. Madeline asked me today, do you teach them from the floor or standing? Traditionally, they're done with a kettlebell from the floor initially, but it is cool to kind of vary up the positioning, and it might be easier to language them through one of those positions a little bit more. I tend to talk people through it from the backside, and I'll talk you through it like I would. So the good thing is you'll have 8 people in the class, 4 of them know Turkish get-ups, 4 of them are like, what is that, some type of dessert or something? I don't know what that is. So here's what I usually say. All right, you guys that are familiar with these, feel free. You're going to start. We're going to do 5 Turkish get-ups on either side. If you're new to them, you're going to do them with me. We're just going to go slow on the first 1 or 2. And when you feel like you got it, let's go. Don't worry about it, the weight too much, because we don't have weight. It's body weight. Lie all the way down. Right foot on the floor. Left arm or right arm is up. So same arm up, same leg on the floor. Good. Everybody with me? Everybody? Now I'm going to look. Oh, they're all doing the same thing. Cool. Good. Everyone come to seated. Use your left arm to come to seated. Good. Lift your hips. Slowly sweep that leg back. Lunge. Standing. Lunge. Left arm down. Left leg through. Lie down. Second one. Seated. left leg. So as you're teaching people Turkish get-ups, there's a couple of elements to look at and things that they can that you can help kind of pinpoint stuff. So they're not that mobile in the hips and lower back. It's a harder movement initially, especially when you add weight in and shoulder stability overhead, right? So part one, I tell them, if you're kinesthetically confused, the right foot's never going to move. The right foot is always there. You got 1 limb out of 4 that you never have to worry about. Cool. 2, using the left arm a ton is not a cheat. That's what you're supposed to do. Some people try to get away with not using the left arm, but you're supposed to use the left arm. So lean into that left arm, yeah? And then push up using that left arm. Once you're seated, here's where it gets a little bit trickier, right? So you can also teach them in your own classes where you're doing half Turkish get-ups or a third of them, where you're only coming to this position and going back down. So from here, a key element that will help them less mobile is getting their hips really high. So I have enough room to get this leg back. Cool. When this leg goes back, I can kind of sweep it sideways. Yeah. A lot of people try to step it straight back into a lunge all the way back. That's really, really hard and not that necessary. So if you look at it, this is a straightforward lunge. This is what I want them to step into. So it looks like this. They're going to step crossways. Seated, leg across. And when I come up, that leg fixes itself. Up, back, leg crossways. It's already halfway through. Whoop, and then through. Cool? So that's one thing that I look at a lot when people are having mobility issues in Turkish get-ups. When they step that forward leg back into a lunge, what position does that end up in? And is that making it harder to get into that half kneeling posture? Yeah, and that's it. Cool little warm up. I'm pretty happy with this one. That second time through, the dynamic stuff at the end is a little hard and a little spicy. It should take you about 15 minutes. The first couple times you run people through it, and then once they know it, it'll, usually knocks 2 or 3 minutes off of it. And that is it. As always, guys, if you have any questions or anything, please give me a holler. And if any of you wants to be involved in the next warm up, if you have ideas or stuff that you want to add in there, feel free. I just kind of do them because it's last minute and I'm like, oh God, I need to warm up. And then I just kind of go in and play around until I come up with something. But I would love if other people had input on them too, besides whoever's hanging out at the gym at any given point. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks, guys. Happy 2022. I love y'all. I wish I saw you guys more often. But alas, work and children, COVID, and all the fun stuff kind of detracts from that a little bit. We do have a space for a third gym that we are now making plans for. The plans hopefully are going through this week or next week. So we can actually get started on that. So that is super exciting. That's a lot more opportunity for all of us that want a little more work. Yeah, so that's really cool. And that's it. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thanks for joining me at my house for a little bit.